Welcome to the third video of this series about studying study skills and learning skills for undergraduate medical education. My name is Mohamed Hassan Taha. I am director of the Medical Education Center and I am assistant professor of medical education. In this session, we will be discussing the concept mapping in medical education. So in this session, we'll start with concept mapping in medical education, the benefit of doing concept map, how to construct a concept map, and how to evaluate the concept map and the difference between the concept map and the mind map. Let us see this photo or this picture. How many words do we need to explain in this situation? Some of you may explain the pollution, the tree, taking care of the environment, and so on, selfishness. You can explain a lot of things from this photo. And this is the power of using the diagrams, the figures in the study process. So what is the concept mapping in medical education? Concept mapping is the learning and reasoning tool and technique used to organize the medical knowledge, to integrate basic and clinical science, to support the reasonings, and to improve the practice. Why is this important? Because to understand the importance of concept mapping, we need to understand what are the characteristics of medical knowledge. So medical knowledge is very important to highlight that it is hierarchical. There is a mechanism, and this mechanism leads to manifestation of the disease. There is causal relationship in medical knowledge. So these events should lead to this consequence. And we should know here this causal relationship so that we can prescribe right medication, stop the progress of the disease, and so on. It's conditional, the medical knowledge. The context alters the outcomes. The context here may be different from the context there. And the disease progress and the association of the comorbidity and so on, also it may lead to other problems. So it is integrative, and integrative here, the importance of the foundational knowledge and the basics knowledge inform the decision in the practice. So any learning tools must reflect these properties of the medical knowledge. And actually the concept map, one of the best tools that we can use for the study. Not only for the study, we can use it in other areas. And I will explain this in detail. So comparing the concept map and the previous or classical way of studying, and what is the problem with them? The conventional taking notes. The conventional taking notes are best described as linear notes. It separates causes from effects. It separates mechanism from symptoms. And it separates treatment from rationale. And this will result in students will only memorize, not have a better understanding. They can memorize, but they cannot explain or apply the knowledge. And then let's go back to the concept map. And how concept map address this? Concept map, it forces to let us to think about the relationship. It helps us to visualize this causal change. And it helps us to integrate mechanism with the decision. And it helps us to identify any missing knowledge or any missing gap. This is very important. So what is the concept map? It is graphical representation of the knowledge. Consists of concepts connected by labels and directional relationship and arranged hierarchically to show the meaning of this. So it is a systematic diagram or flowchart used to organize and represent knowledge. And it includes concepts and phenomena in boxes with links between them and connecting lines or errors. And there is a link in words on the lines specifically show the relationship between the two concepts. For example, A lead to X or A cause this. This is very important thing that need to follow. Many people are confusing between the concept map and the mind map. Let us explore the difference between the concept map and the mind map, and the next slide will help us to see the difference between them. On the right side, you'll see the mind map, the screen, and on the left side, you'll see the concept map. And this comparison actually based on the organization and represent of the knowledge. Both of them, they are one-page methods. They are based on the concept, context dependent, the structure, improving comprehension, improving memorization, and possible use of color. Let us start with the concept map. The key concepts in boxes, while in the mind map, the key concepts are written on branches. Related to the for the concept map for one-page method, the concept map, the linking lines are labeled, and in the mind map, there is a linking lines that are not labeled. For the concept map, most general concepts are on the top of the page, while for the mind map, most general concepts are in the middle of the page. In the concept map, there is a limited use of icon or visual metaphors, while in the mind map, there is the extensive use of icon or visual metaphor. In the concept map is most logical than creative. In the mind map, we are balancing between logic and creativity. The concept map is developed by Joseph Novak, and the mind map developed by Tony Buzan. But in the middle line here, this area of comparison and this area of commonalities and similarities between them. Both of them, they help us to organize and represent knowledge. Both of them are one-page methods. Both of them is context development. They are structured. They improve comprehension. They improve memorization, and there is a possible use of the color. So the left side is about concept map, the right side about the mind map, and in the middle is area of the commonalities and similarities between both the concept map and the mind map. This is example of the mind map. You can go back to the video and explore the comparison here between both. And typically, this is a mind map. You can see the main concept in the beginning. There is one color till the end, and main ideas and the concepts written in the branches, and the sub branches explain it more. And please take a screenshot of this video, and it exactly describe what is the mind map is. This is the concept map in which the main concept here on the top typically like, for example, to describe a cup of coffee. It contains hot water, contain coffee beans, naturally have caffeine, and inhibit sleep. You can see the relation, you can see arrow, and you can see the directional relationship. And caffeine could be removed from the coffee. We have some type of coffee decaffeinated and so on, and actually it increases the mental alertness. So what are the uses of concept map? We use concept map to build understanding, to start a project, or maybe to review a chapter, to take a note, and it helps us because you are it's a form of active learning. It helps you to see the big picture, and it helps you to see the information. So it helps you with the deeper learning, organization of idea, linking of new and previous knowledge, correlation of different phenomena. It helps you to see for cause-effect relationship, understanding of mechanism. Also, it helps you to identification of the knowledge gap, determination of the learning issue, and rationalization of the treatment. In order to develop a concept map in a good way, we need to know the important elements of concept map. And a valid concept map must include the following. It must include the concept, the linking lines, the linking phrases, the directional arrow, and the hierarchical organization. If any one of these elements is missing, then the concept map is incomplete. Let us start by one. For the concepts, what count as the concept? Disease may be process of the disease, mechanism, intervention. It could be surgical intervention. And I will show you example of good concepts and example of poor concept. Example of good concepts such as atherosclerosis and poor concepts such as heart problem. Another example of good concepts such as antibiotic resistant, and also a poor example is concept is bad response. Bear in mind that precision is very important and essential in medicine. So the first element is the concept. What is the second element? Is the linking lines. The linking lines, they are connecting the concepts. They have no meaning without words. So you should have linking lines and linking phrases, and must always be labeled. And bear in mind that an unlabeled line is meaningless. Then the linking phrases at the top of the linking lines, it defines the relationship. And usually these linking phrases, they are express the causation, the sequence, the treatment, the risk, and so on. An example of these linking phrases is leads to, result from, increase, decrease, and so on, treated by this example of the linking phrases. So concepts, linking line, and linking phrases. What is the fourth? Is directional. And directionals here through arrows indicate the direction of the reasonings, and reversing arrows reverse the meaning. So this is very important. For example, here, antibiotic kill bacteria. But we cannot make the arrow in a reverse way, because by changing this in a reverse way, it will lead to bacteria kill antibiotics. So we have to be very careful for that. As you can see here in this diagram, pneumonia caused by bacteria, bacteria kill, pneumonia caused by bacteria, and pneumonia treated with antibiotic, and antibiotic kill the bacteria. This is very important. So if we reverse it in this way, it will be like bacteria kill antibiotic, which is incorrect. This is very important thing that need to be considered. Very important to consider the hierarchy, because the hierarchy is organizing the concepts. We need to put the general concept in the top, and a specific manifestation is below. And bear in mind that hierarchy reflects the depth of the understanding, and the best way to visualize this like a tree, this tree. The manifestation of the patient and patient presentation is the leaf of this tree. And the best way to imagine this, that we need to follow the typical presentation of the patient, which you start with the history, then followed by on examination, and then investigation, and then the treatment, and so on. So we have the history, we have the examination, which is a sign and symptom, then what appear in the investigation, and then the treatment and the workup and patient education, and so on. So these very important things that we need to consider when designing the concept map. For the cross-links, very important to establish cross-link to connect different domains. For example, diabetes accelerate atherosclerosis. Diabetes impair wound healing. So cross-link is very important because it indicates advanced understanding. Let us see a very simple example of the concept map. Pneumonia caused by bacterial infection, it leads to inflammation, it results in fever and cough, and treated with antibiotics. So these are in a simple way. So meaning is visible and could be exhibited in this. But actually this is not in a diagram. This is a way that we are doing brainstorming for the concept map. And as far as I start talking about brainstorming, let's go in detail about the stage in the construction of the concept map. And these are 6 stages. Please bring a paper pen and write them and try to go through each step so that you can consider this carefully while developing your concept map. The first stage is brainstorming, then organizing stage, layout stage, linking stage, revising stage, and finalizing stage. Let us start by the first one, brainstorming stage. In brainstorming, I should list all the concepts, and we have discussed early what makes concept good and poor concept. Please, you can go back to the video and watch again criteria of good concept. After brainstorming, we should move to organizational stage. And in organizing stage, we need to group this item together. It's very important that in this stage, to be wise in the grouping. For example, as far as while studying, for example, while doing a concept map for a problem-based learning, maybe I will take this as example. The typical presentation or the typical outline of the case, a BBL case, is history, examination, then investigation, treatment, and workup, and then health education. So we need always, because in the concept map there is the links between the concepts and there is the links between the groups, the different groups related to this case scenario. It's very important to try to group items together to emphasize hierarchy. Identify terms that represent higher categories and add them, and sub-concepts will fall into grouping, and this will become very important in linking phase. After brainstorming, organizing will go to the layout. And in the layout here, we need to arrange terms so that they represent your collective understanding. And this is a very important stage because excellent layout of the concept map reflect excellent understanding. And it reflects the way that you understand very well the interrelationship and connections among the grouping and subgrouping. It's very important to use consistent hierarchy in which the most important concepts are in the center or in the top. This is very important. And with this subgrouping, within subgrouping, you should place closely the related items near to each concept. This is very important. Always in the layout stage, you have to think about or to think in terms of connection the items in a simple sentence. You should feel free to arrange things at any timing. Don't expect from that first time to develop a good concept map from the beginning. This is very important, so that you may do some change. After the layout, we'll go for the linking phase. You should use lines with arrows to connect and show the relationship between the connected items. You should write a word or short phrases by each arrow to specify this relationship. And many arrows can originate or terminate on a particular important concept. We'll go to the revising steps. After doing this, carefully examine the concept map. Rearrange sections. You can rearrange. You can remove or you can combine. You can consider adding color. You can discuss any aspects where opinion differ and so on. Finally, we'll go to finalizing the concept map by a creative, constructive way using through the use of the color and so on. Don't forget to evaluate your concept map for accuracy and thoughtness. Are the concepts and relationship correct? Are important concepts missing? Are misconceptions appeared? Then evaluate the organization. Is the concept map laid out in the way that higher order relationships are apparent and easy to follow? Does it have title? You should not forget the title. Then also you should evaluate the appearance. Is the assignment related to this concept map done with care, showing attention to details? Any spelling or anything that need to be corrected? What about if it is neat and order or chaotic or messy? Also, we don't forget to evaluate the creativity. Are there any unusual element that aid communication or stimulate interest without being distracting. So we need to balance between the creativity and professional way of the concept map. The next slide will show you example of the different concept map. You can just take a screenshot, and this adopted from this article, this chapter. And this example of a very good concept map that describe all above steps. This is a concept map for a concept map. This one is the concept map of problem-based learning, explaining the criteria of the concept map, and you can see the steps, and you can see the criteria of go-to concept map, and also this concept map of medical problem. The practical way to develop a concept map in a good way is to put the rubric of a high-quality concept map, and then you evaluate your concept map based on this rubric, and there you'll find several available rubrics about high-quality concept map. This example of one of them that we are using to assessing the concept map for our student. You can take also screenshot of this rubric of concept map. So in this video, we describe the concept map, the importance of the concept map, why it is important to develop concept map for the study, for the problem-based learning. We compare and contrast between concept map and mind map, and we explain the elements, important 5 elements of the concept map, and finally we end with the stage and steps of the development concept map, and we show you also example of the concept map. Thank you so much for listening to this video of a series of studying and learning skills in medical education, and we look forward to explore to you the 4th video, which will be about small group learning. Thank you so much, and see you in the next video.